All right, Vito from MoreBeer here. We've got Andrew from Heretic Brewing, Matt from Danville Brewing. We're at Matt's house, which is freaking amazing. The Tiki calls it the Lime Ridge Lagoon. We're gonna be brewing on the BrewZilla today. Got this group together because, you know, they started as home brewers, they're now commercial brewers, they've got families, you've sold your MoreBeer beer sculptures. So they wanted to get back into home brewing, and I said, I've got an awesome system for us to try. So we're gonna brew on this today and then tell you what we think about it at the end of the day. All right, now we're gonna talk about mashing on the BrewZilla. All right, guys, so we're all mashed in. First thing I'd like to talk about, we did the delayed start. So our strike water was ready. Thanks to Matt for hosting us. And
thank you so much.
Setting this up and setting the strike water for us. So we walked in, strike water was ready to go. We only did a 2-step mash. We're mashing in at 156, which you guys do at the brewery. And then we're gonna mash out at 165, 168-ish. So let's talk about that. Yeah, the delayed start, the programmable mash steps. What do you guys think?
It's great to be able to, you know, set your strike water for a certain time, especially if you're wanting to brew early. You can, you know, go to bed, set for whenever you want it to start up, roll out of bed and mash in, basically, right? Yeah.
Saves you a good hour and a half, or hour,
Yeah, I mean, the deal is we all have busy lives, and it's nice to just be able to come out and knock out a brew and not have to...
Or if you're at work, you want to brew when you get home.
Exactly.
Yeah, before you leave work, set it, and you get home and you're at strike temp.
Be able to have breakfast with the kids or whatever it may be.
Yeah, we'll see what time overall, but I think we can knock out this brew day in about 2 hours, or 2.5 hours, which is amazing. And the delayed start is what helps us get there.
Yeah.
Let's talk about mash steps. You know, we're only doing 2 today, but we could do 6 programmable mash steps. What do you guys think about, you know, multi-step mashes, and you know, give me your thoughts on that.
Well, I typically do not do multi-step mashes. I like the ability to be able to, especially if I'm doing a wit that requires the ferulic acid rest. Or if there's a lot of oats and I want to
protein rest.
Break that down. But you know, to be honest, a lot of the grains a lot of the malt we're getting is so well modified that multi-step mash probably isn't super necessary. You know, you can get by with a single infusion, but
I mean, that's what homebrewing is. It's the ability to either keep it super simple and brew a blonde or something simple, or get as crazy as you want. Obviously, it's not as necessary because the malt is so modified, but might as well have fun and test out, you know, all the different mashes if you'd like to.
Yeah, having that ability is awesome, and and just being able to set it and kind of it'll ramp and turn the pump and the heating elements on as it needs it. Pretty cool.
That's great.
Let's talk about the next, speaking of pump, you know, it's got the built-in pump. We're able to constantly recirc or recirc for the last 20 minutes. What are you guys' thoughts on that, on like constant? I know I brewed at Sierra Nevada, and that's one of their things, is a constant recirculation through the entire mash. What do you guys do at the brewery?
We recirculate for most of our mash. I mean, the benefit of that is obviously there's going to be a stratification. So even though your temp probe is reading 156 and you're not recirculating, you're not getting a homogenized reading. So you would have hot temperatures up and cold temperatures down. I don't know. That's the beauty, is you can mess around and see what works better for your purposes. I don't think there's necessarily a wrong way.
I love the ability to recirc through the entire mash. We don't do that at Danville, but for typically what we'll do is a 20-minute rest and then a 25-minute recirc, which doubles as work clarification as well. And to your point, it helps mix the temperature, so you have a more homogeneous temperature throughout the mash bed.
And getting a good rinse on those grains and everything.
Yeah, it's easy to think that you're at a certain temperature, and it's nice to have it as accurate as possible.
Now, what this has that I obviously don't have at my brewery, a 10-barrel system, is a heating element, and you can keep a constant temperature through the mash bed, you know, through the entire
we could
recirc,
raise or keep that temperature, not lose any through there.
Right.
And it's nice that it's a small footprint. I mean, I used to have a single tier 3 kettle system with 2 pumps, and you're like messing around with the March pump, getting it working, and it's cavitating and dealing with the sparge arm. And so to have it all contained into one unit, it's a beautiful thing. So
what size was that?
26 gallon kettles.
I had the same thing.
MoreBeer sculpture.
It was just too
I had
big.
a MoreBeer sculpture
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, and you know, at the end of the day, it was fun. However, it's difficult to consume that much, especially if it's a time-sensitive beer like an IPA.
Yeah.
To consume that before it gets old.
It's true. You gotta have a lot of friends. That's
So
for sure.
I am all about a 5-gallon system. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
It was young, ambitious Andrew that was like 20-gallon batches, sure.
The more you brew, the better, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it gave me the ability to split into multiple batches and do different dry hoppings and different yeasts. But at this point, I just want to have 4 or 5 gallons of beer.
I was giving a lot of beer away.
Exactly, which was great. But as you get older, you know, you're busy and you've got kids, and just having a little bit is great. So.
Yeah, loving this mash so far. Nice and easy.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be moving on to the boil soon.
I'm liking the color.
I know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cheers, guys.